Hey YouTube fans, people of the interwebs, it's me, Sam Vestjuon, back for issue 36 of Star Trek The Official Starships Collections, the Birth Class. Now before I get into this thing, there is a bit of a discrepancy. The first time this has occurred with Eagle Moss. Not that it's a big issue, but it's a little odd. For example, the name and register number of the ship on the front cover and in the rest of the magazine is the Pegasus, as seen in the episode The Pegasus. I couldn't think of the name there, but the clues in the name of the ship. But the ship itself, the actual model ship, the model of the ship itself, is actually the USS Grissom from Star Trek 3. So yeah, I mean generically it's just they're just going through the Oberth class ship as a generic thing rather than any one ship in particular. But it's the first time they've done that because they did it with the Nebula class, the Runabout, the Akira class, Prometheus class. I think there's only the one. You know what I mean? It was just the name of the ship matched the name of the model. I think what they've done here is they've called it Pegasus, and at the last minute they've decided that they're going to change it to the Grissom. But that's just an oddity, really. I thought I'd point that out for you. But anyway, we'll get right into it. Specifications: Class Oberth, launch 23rd century, length 120 metres, crew about 80, weaponry, phaser banks, captains JTS Esteban and Eric Pressman. Got a lovely CG render of it there, absolutely lovely. The arse end looks really cool. The Oberth class was unique among Starfleet designs that the secondary hull was attached to the rest of the ship only through the nacelle pylons. And then we've got some various images there from various episodes. We've got the Pegasus there, the Grissom from Star Trek 3 there, and we've got, I think that's the Vico from Hero Worship. And of course the Zulkovsky from The Naked Time. No, The Naked Now is the episode. And then we got very, very, very basic tech specs on this one. Still pretty cool. I do like this section. Shows the different orientations of the ship. The Oberth class USS Pegasus featured escape pods that could accommodate at least 9 personnel at once. Rocket scientist. The Oberth class starships were named in honour of Austro-Hungarian-born German physicist Hermann Oberth. He considered one of the founding fathers of modern rocketry and astronautics. Yeah. And then we've got some production design on Star Trek 3 and sort of designing the bird of prey, watching the Genesis planet explode, spoilers, pictures of the space dock. There will be a link somewhere. We need a space dock. More pictures of it there, and that was my picture. Oh yeah, there is one there as well. Then we've got some more design photos of the Genesis planet and things, and then it's various different areas of it. The bird of prey landing on Vulcan, the bird of prey swooping in to land on Vulcan. And then we've got more production designs, more images of Vulcan during the Valtor Pan ceremony, and then we've got the Klingon bridge. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we've got building and filming the Oberth class. Now, showing you the design model, the actual filming model. As you can see, it's got a different Starfleet logo. That's pretty cool. And of course, that's what it ended up as, the one at the bottom there. And showing you different... which model is that one? It just says the original studio model of the Oberth class was relabeled and reused several times during the next generation. Model makers Greg Jane and the others built a second studio model of the Oberth so that the hull shown with severe damage, which is from Hero Worship. We've got on screen. First appearance was Star Trek Through the Search for Spock. TV appearance was Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. It does appear in Generations right at the very end when you see it go to warp. You see two fighting the Borg cube in First Contact. Just bought it on Blu-ray, and you see two in the distance. In fact, one comes flying past camera, quite thingy. Trivia. Actor Terry O'Quinn played the part of Admiral Eric Pressman on Star Trek The Next Generation episode of The Pegasus. The production staff was so impressed with his performance that executive producer Michael Piller considered using the character in an episode of Deep Space Nine. But the idea was never reached fruition. O'Quinn is perhaps best known for his role as John Locke on the J.J. Abrams produced television series Lost. J.J. Abrams. However, the Star Trek CCG came out in 1994. I'll splice a picture in of the card. Now, that card game had very good. Like I said, I'm only telling you this because I find it quite interesting. They usually put in little in-jokes and stuff like that into the various characters, or even sometimes even the situations. Like, for example, there's one called the Pendari Champion, which was played by The Rock. And in the what they call the law section, they said, Pendaris are known for their bad temper and their sense of smell, referencing, can you smell what The Rock's cooking, all that sort of stuff. Now, this is the interesting part. On Eric Pressman's card, it says, like I said, I'll show you a picture, but the interesting fact that I quite like it's quite spooky, is the fact that the card came out in 94, and on the card it says Eric Pressman, commander of the USS Pegasus, which was lost in 2369 or something like that. But you'll see it on the card in a minute. And I'll put it in here. Welcome back. And he was in the TV series Lost, and I just thought that was quite a funny and quite an interesting piece of information. Not relevant to this, but I thought it was quite funny, quite interesting. Anyway, the USS Grissom NCC-638 was named after. I've done that already. I haven't. The USS Grissom NCC-638 was named after the astronaut Gus Grissom, the second American to fly in space. He was designed commander of the aborted Apollo 1 mission, who died in tragic Apollo 1 fire in 27th of January 1967. The Alberta class, the Excelsior class, Space Dock, and Klingon Bird of Prey all made their appearance in Star Trek 3. These designs continue to be used many years in various screen incarnations of Star Trek. And we get the picture on the back, which is cool. So, I say I've waffled on a little bit, onto the actual thing itself. And I have to say, I am very impressed with this. Very impressed with this. It's a little glaring. There we are. Like I say, it says Grissom on the actual model's hull, and the register number's Grissom, everything like that. So we've got the register number there. And the actual magazine is talking about, it shows pictures of the Pegasus. But, it's a lovely thing. The paint apps are amazing. They have captured the ship perfectly. It's missing a few paint apps actually in the windows. Oh no, it's not. No, it's just the camera. You can see all the sensor arrays all across here. The nacelles. Yes, you'll notice it doesn't have any plastic parts, but that's how the actual ship looks like. It's quite big as well, considering Voyager here is that big. It's a fair size. It's not actual to scale, but it's a fair approximation. The actual scale, however, this is the HeroClix version. As you can see, it's just very, sort of haphazardly put together. It's not a very good. It's not a very detailed. It's not too bad. However, there it is. This is roughly the sort of size we're looking at. This is about the right scale. I think this is just a little bit bigger, but it's about the right scale. So you can see how big it actually is compared to a Galaxy class ship. So you know, it's about the right scale, thereabouts. But yeah, but this model is just phenomenal. It's weighty. It's got the plastic parts themselves, but the metal is all this section, all the saucer section. But yeah, I mean, look at the detail, look at the paint apps they've got on this. You know, all the red lines all around along here, and because these are sensor arrays, all this in here is all sensor arrays. Yeah, it's just absolutely phenomenal. I wish my camera was a little bit. I wish the light was a little bit less diffuse. There we are, a bit more diffuse rather. You can see it, less reflective, but fantastic. Eaglemoss, you've done absolutely brilliantly on this one. Like I said, it looks a bit odd because of the size of it, but brilliant, well worth the money. If you're cherry picking, definitely pick this bad boy up. It is gorgeous. I mean, they've got the colours. I think the colour, the actual paint they've used, is more of a sort of an off-white rather than a blue. Because, like I said, this one's a bit blue and it looks a little bit more sort of screen-accurate colour. But that's just a minor nitpick. It really is just a minor nitpick. It's beautiful. It really is. One of the best. I keep saying it every time I do this. This is definitely one of the best ones. I am really impressed with it. And again, it comes with the base and the plastic connector, and of course it says Birth Class on it. And to connect it, all you have to do is just connect it thusly, and it looks brilliant. It really does. I need to sort my collection out and put it in a decent place, but for the time being, this is a fantastic model. It really is. Really is nice. I like it a lot. I'm so glad I've subscribed. I mean, there was a couple of times where I nearly went, nah, I'm going to fuck it off. Pardon my French, but I'm really glad I've kept on with it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next two. Still waiting for my Vengeance though. I've called them up, and it was sold out, so I'm just waiting for that one. Basically, they'll send me it when they send me it. So as soon as it comes, I will definitely review it. But yeah, this is just a work of art. It really is. They've captured the ship as well. And a lot of the times, whenever there's a model of this register number is missing underneath here. The Micro Machines version had it, but every other version I've seen of this, it's missing. Like I said, it's missing on the HeroClix version, and I believe these are the same models they use for the attack wing. So, I mean, look at the difference in quality. You know, look at the difference in quality. This is amazing. This was like £6 on its own. You know, I mean, for another £4, you can have this bad boy. Really is nice. Anyway, just a quick. I'll just put this back before I drop it. There we go. Just a quick. I'm going to be promoting a really good channel at the moment, Geekology, who they too review the Star Trek ships, and they also do other videos as well. They do Transformers videos. They also do retro, like Amiga games, things like that. And I'll put a link to that somewhere around, I don't know, wherever they put them these days. I'll put them around, and like I said, they are championing the petition to have Earth space dock. But not only the Earth space dock in the collection, but the USS Titan and the Lunar class and the Enterprise F from Star Trek Online. I would like that a lot, because that's the ship I use is a Odyssey class ship. I'd like that as a special. I'll pay 20 quid for that. If it's this big, I will happily pay the money. But yes, just it's run by two guys, David Zabilia and Sven Harvey, top dudes, know the stuff. Except Sven, the Obeth, you see, go to warp in Generations, because you said you never see it go to warp at all. And right at the very end of Generations, you see it. So, yeah. I just thought I'd point that in. Well, there was something else I was going to talk about, but it's completely slipped my mind. Yeah, we need a space dock, please. There'll be a hashtag here, I think. Yes, I'll put one in there. We need a space dock. So I'm going to stop waffling on because I've talked way too much. So I shall catch you all later. Bye for now.